Hello. 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 Noobsters. Noobsters. Noob Discoveries. Happy here. Happy. Noob Discoveries here. It is a happy Wednesday, June 12th, 2019. Outcast with no name. Mr. Ivan himself. Yo, what's up, buddy? How's summer treating you? How's your Wednesday? Oh, Beats Turtle. We got a Beats Turtle too. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Are you ready? I think... You know, I don't even want to say I think we're going to beat the game today. Because how many times... I must have said it like 5 times at this point. And we haven't beaten it. But we're... This is the 3rd day... Okay, we're in episode 5. This is the 3rd day... of the 3rd... This is the 3rd day with the last trial. So there's no more investigating. There's no more interviewing. This is all we got. We're gonna finish this. Why is it so loud? My window's open. I'll be right back. I'll close my window. How's everyone doing tonight? Are you guys ready to solve this crime? I also have replaced... It's not loud? Okay, well, I closed it anyway. So I'm gonna be hot again. But thanks for letting me know, Outcast. I'm actually not sure. You're doing well? Good. That's great. You're on summer break right now, right? Summer holiday, rather. So I bet you're living it up. Oh, I miss having summer. You know, once you start working, you don't get summer anymore. It's just, it doesn't exist. It's just a season. There's no break. You just keep working. It's okay though. I'm doing okay. Thanks you for asking. It's hot. It's hot. But I am hoping to finish the first game in this trilogy. And to be honest, I might... So prior, the guess of Lana being forced to do stuff was right. Well, she was... Oh, Lana Sky. I was mixing her up with Emma. Yeah, I think you're right, Beats Turtle. What's his face? Chief Gant has something on her, and that's why he promoted her. And like she's keeping a secret or something, you know. Maybe she's protecting Emma. And that's why she acts cold and all that stuff. Oh, Boo! Kid Boo! Kid Boo, you always scare me because you're gonna destroy the world. And I gotta watch out for that. You know, I live on this planet and it'd be very bad if you destroyed the world. If you could hold off for maybe, I wanna say 60 years. Because hopefully I live that long. 60 more years, you can destroy the world. But yeah, please not today. Is that a typo or is that intended? Yes, Demon Gant. We will put him away. And to be honest, this first game took a lot longer than I anticipated. So I wanna take like a week-long break from this game. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel. I think it's just because this episode in particular seems to have taken a lot more time than the other ones. Okay. Final day. Trial. Let's find out what's going on. How's everyone doing though? How's everyone doing? Outcast says he was doing well. You doing well? How's your sculpture coming, Beats Turtle? You making progress on that? Doctor gave me other shot to my shoulder. Oh, okay. All right. Is that like a medicine shot? You feeling better? I hope. What is that? What is that? Cars make so much noise. Damn. But I hope you're feeling better, Kid Boo. If you're at the doctor's for whatever reason, you know, health is very important. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Trial day, February 25th, 9:47 a.m. District Court, attendant lobby, number 2. All right. No defendant. Been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? Isn't she in the detention center? She can't be anywhere else. She's in jail, right? Or is she out on bail? Judge Suggs. How's it going? This guy's still up. You still up? You're always up. It's Judge. I don't even know how you're up this late and then you stream. Like, well, I guess you stream at what, like 6 o'clock my time? Like, dude, you're up this late and then you stream like first thing in the morning. You nuts, buddy. And you always got that energy too when you stream. Where's Emma for that matter? Almost seems okay. Something's been happening behind the scenes. He's put out? Not really, but I have to wait. You're put out. Judge working that overtime, man. Edgeworth. On you. Already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is? Demon. We're gonna call him Demon Gant. Beats Turtle. Demon Gant. Demon. Sculpture carved it into its outlines. It's time to shape it. Nice. All right. Okay. Making good progress because you just started on Monday, right? Cool. I still want to see the final product when you get that all made and done. I think it seems like I'm assuming like the antlers might be like the hardest part. Actually, maybe that's easy. Oh yeah, Judge. When I see you stream early in the morning for 5 hours every day, I'm like, well, I can't skip. I only stream 2 hours. I got no excuses, and it's at night. Like, I got no excuses. You set in the bar high, Judge, but I'm trying to keep up with you. You know, only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday, because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. I mean, yeah, I guess it really depends on how elaborate you're gonna make the horns. I mean, you could make them real simple, I guess, right? But I don't know how big the antlers are gonna be, right? That number does belong to whom you suspect. No doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. Yeah, then you work a whole day, and then you stay up late as hell supporting other streamers. Like, you're a madman. And then you watch movies every so often. Like, it seems like you have more hours in the day, Judge, than a normal person for some reason. I don't know. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. Yeah, well, we're gonna find out. I mean, this is the last trial. This is where it has to end. So all will be revealed, and unless it continues on and there's an episode 6. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Like, no, really, Judge, though. You seem to do all kinds of stuff. Like, where do you get the time? I only stream for 2 hours. You're streaming twice as long as me. More than twice as long. And you're doing all this other stuff. It's going well. You know, summer's in full bloom. The sun is out early. It sucks. It's hot. Work is slow though. Work is slow right now. I don't really have a lot to do. So I'm kind of just sitting there a lot of the times. But I mean, it's not a bad thing. I don't necessarily mind it too much. But I've been planning, actually my friends and I are planning a Vegas trip in October. Vegas, baby. Oh yeah, for sure, Beats Turtle. I mean, Demon Gant. I mean, he's the chief. He's the chief of police, right? I don't doubt he's pulling all the strings. Aladdin was good. If you like the cartoon, oh, that's right. If you guys like the cartoon Aladdin, I think you would like the live action. I mean, obviously it's not an exact replica, but they did a great job. They did a really great job. All the actors did a pretty good job. Aladdin, like the main character, Aladdin, the actor, he was okay. Princess Jasmine was good. Will Smith as the genie was good. Jafar was kind of weak too, actually. But I thought it was great. I thought it was a great movie. If you liked the cartoon at all, I would suggest watching the live action, or you know, renting it on watching it on Netflix when it comes out or something. Yeah, Will Smith, I mean, he did a good job. I'm not gonna, he ain't no Robin Williams, but he made the genie his own character. You know, I mean, it's obviously it's Will Smith. It's not the same kind of, he's not the same kind of character, or he's not as animated, right, as a Robin Williams genie. But I mean, for what it was, good job, great work, great work. I have no complaints on Will Smith being the genie. 5 minutes, right? Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it. Figured you say as much. That's why I came here. To hear what you have to say. I actually never watched the live action Beauty and the Beast, so I can't really compare it to that. But I would say it's as good as the live action Jungle Book. Granted, there was Mowgli was a real person, but everything else CGI, right? Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth, actually we still don't know what Lana's hiding either, is to draw it out of her. Oh man, yeah, no, Kid Buu, the Sonic looks terrible. Not even just the movie, the character, just the character looks terrible. I was on Reddit forums and someone did a reimagination of Sonic, like more towards his cartoon character look, and it was a lot better. But yeah, the Sonic, no, I don't even, yeah, I have no interest in seeing that. Next movie, I want to, I mean, it's summertime, right? So I got all the good movies out. Godzilla, I have to see Godzilla King of Monsters. There's Dark Phoenix is coming out. There's one more, that Spider-Man Homecoming is coming out in next week. I want to say that's next week. So there's a bunch of movies coming out. Gotta see Lion King. I am gonna see Lion King. I mean, that's one of the classic cartoon movies, Disney movies in the golden age. Definitely gotta see Lion King. What is that alien, Kid Buu? That ain't Boo, because Boo's pink. Boo is pink. Genesis. But yeah, are you a big movie watcher, Judge? I know you watch a lot of movies at home, but do you go to the theaters a lot? Because I know theater tickets are expensive just in general. A lot of people don't go to theaters because it's just, even just admission, right? Expensive as hell. Don't even talk about the snacks. Don't even talk. Sneak in all the snacks. Why does everything have to be live action? You know, Beats Turtle, I think it's just about, one, they can't come up with original ideas, and then two, it's like a reboot, right? Because we have the technology to do it, to make it live action. They're doing it, and they're like milking it, right? They're milking it for all it's worth, for all the moolah. Live action Beauty and the Beast was okay. Emma Watson did the deed nice. Nice job as Belle. I heard she did a pretty good job. I should watch it. It's out on DVD by now, right? Out on Blu-ray. I should go check it out. The truth. Everything goes back to the SO9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. I don't have time to reminisce about the past. Actually, well, I went to Aladdin. Aladdin wasn't that bad. Actually, go at night. My friends and I go at night on a school night. Well, actually, it's summer, but there's not too many 8-year-olds. Not at night. What's the last movie you've seen, Judge? What's the last movie everyone has seen? I like to go to the theaters. It is expensive, but I like to watch movies in the theater. But what was your guys' last movie you've seen in the theater? I hope at the very least it was Endgame. Avengers Endgame. At the very least. Came out last month. Well, April. 2 months ago. I hope at the very least it was Avengers Endgame. You guys gotta see that one. She's found guilty, you lose your only chance to find out what really happened. Are you serious, Judge? The last movie you saw in a theater was Suicide Squad? Oh man. Endgame is still in theaters. Go watch that, please. Are you not a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan? I'll think about it. All right. See you in court, right? We're talking to the prosecutor right before we go into trial. All right, Chief Gant, let's do it. Let's do it. Put on your thinking caps. Put on your thinking caps. You're more of a stay at home, watch Netflix movies kind of guy. It's definitely a lot cheaper, and you're more comfortable. Actually, well, but with the reclining seats though, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Didn't see Endgames. You got it spoiled though. You don't remember the last movie? I guess you're not a big movie theater viewer, huh, Beats Turtle? That's alright. To each his own. You see, I like watching movies in the theater, so that's why I go. Just wait until the movie comes out. It's definitely the cheaper version. Kid Boo. So save a lot of money. Get your own snacks. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Defense is ready. Prosecution is ready. Oh, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. Before that, police chief has a proposal to make. You haven't seen Endgame yet either, Kid Boo? Whoo! You guys got a lot of catching up to do. I hope at least you guys saw Infinity War. The first part of that two-parter. Chief Gant. Where is he? There he is. This slime ball. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, you been back to the pool yet? I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. You don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say the defendant has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. That's the defendant. Why wouldn't she talk to her defending attorney? Right? Come on, Lana. Keep us in the know. Having heard what she intends to say, feels she should be granted her request. God, him and his stupid hair pulling. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Ono is right, Beats Turtle. You would assume... she already admitted to the crime, so I don't know what else she could say. I don't know. Bullshit! Yeah, you know where that's coming from, Beats Turtle? It's coming from Professor Gant. That's his cologne. Ode to poop. What's this all about, defendant? I'd like to make one simple request. I'll be finished. What's your request? Can't remember when the last movie I seen. Been a long time ago. Oh man, you're missing out, Kid Boo. I guess if you got a big screen TV and you got that surround sound, it's not a big deal. I guess, or you like the 3D. Like, some of the movies are 3D. But a lot of the... I would have thought 3D would have gotten better as time has gone by, but there's really not a lot to the 3D aspect in movies. Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Demon Gant has something on her, man. She's taking the fall. She's being the scapegoat for some reason. Confess to all charges. You know what What if Emma killed Joe Dark and Lana Skye knows this, but she's trying to keep Emma safe, so she is taking the fall to cover up the SL9 incident. I don't know, I'm grasping for straws here. I hope you're pointing too, Beats Turtle. Objection! And we're gonna slam on the desk. Objection! February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman, which you have already stated. In the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office, yeah. No! There it is. Objection! Your Honor, defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana... Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. I look at Gantz, it's like he's still in my soul. Yeah, like he's... Right? Like he's staring with his green eyes. He's like staring right into the heart of you. Prosecution may lack direct evidence against me. Has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. Would like you to render your verdict now if you please. Hydrate. Noobs, hydrate. Defendant certainly has the right to self-rep... I was holding my hydro flask. I thought I screwed in the cap, but apparently not, and it popped off. That's right. Wasn't too bad. It didn't... I mean, it splashed. It didn't spill, but it's... That's right. I'm hot anyway. Got a little water dousing. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. It appears there's no further need to continue this trial. Objection! Even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. You know what? Emma's gonna show up. It's a fact. No, exactly. I mean, humans can't live without water. Well, animals can't live without water. You gotta hydrate. Hey, good night, Judge. Thanks for stopping by, though. Always a pleasure to speak to you. Hopefully, I can catch one of your streams. Did you get my tip? Did you get my bits? I was at work on Tuesday. I think it was on Tuesday, and you're streaming. I forgot where you're streaming, but I did a quick cheer for you and left because I was at work. Emma's guilty, death sentence. But have a good night, Judge. Thanks for stopping by. Everyone, you guys should check his channel out sometimes. Very chill. He usually streams in the morning for 4 to 5 hours. But yeah, check him out. Variety streamer. Very cool. Very chill. Nice guy. Oh yeah. No problem, buddy. No problem. I will sub to you one day when I get more money. But bits is all I got at this point. Please not Emma. Emma is guilty now. Kid Boo, get your power bomb ready and destroy the courtroom. Appears the time for the verdict has arrived. Court finds the defendant. Objection. Objection. There it is. Wait. Wait, Edgeworth is objecting. Hold on. Mr. Edgeworth, prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. It doesn't have to do that. We have a confession, right? We don't even need anything. She confessed. Prosecution doesn't have to do anything. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Not if she admitted to the crime. I think we already got rid of Von Karma. So you definitely should see him with King Yama and Frieza and Cell and all of them hanging out. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. Why don't you just be a good little boy? Keep your mouth shut. Well, that's... Look at his smile. Look at his smile, and he's saying, keep your mouth shut. That sounds very threatening. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gantz. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me to be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. No. We don't want him to bugger off, Beats Turtle, because we wanna prove that he was behind all the bad stuff and put him in jail. We need him around. Some kind of deal. Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, prosecution would like to change its first witness. To whom? As its first witness, Emma Sky. Prosecutors calling Emma Sky. How would she be a witness in this particular case? Cause Lana called her after the supposed murder? I request the court hears her testimony. I know, right? Right? I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, what's kind of funny? There's only one witness stand, but the characters keep changing. Wasn't Chief Gant just there like a minute ago? Are they walking back and forth from wherever they're standing to switch places? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Sky. Death. Death to Gant. Death to Edgeworth. Edgelord. Didn't Gant make you leave her in his office? Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that, Beats Turtle. That's right. When we were doing... when Gumshoe let us in, Emma was with us. And then Chief Gant came up, surprised us. We left, but he wanted to question Emma. I totally forgot about that. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well, court shall grant prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy. You'll live to regret this. Mark my words. That's definitely a threat. Oh, you watched what you missed last stream? Yeah, I know. I totally forgot. You know, Edgeworth is a good guy. He's a good guy. You know, he's like Vegeta, right? Vegeta in Dragon Ball. He starts off bad, but he becomes good. Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand. Here we go. Here we go. She's so sad. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma. Emma Sky. Occupation, Lana's little sister. I want to be a scientific investigator. No, you're a student. 2 years ago, you encountered serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you're going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. How does that relate to this, though, right? They must be using something, Kid Boo, because they keep switching places really fast. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns murder of Detective Goodman. Exactly, Judge. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Most certainly is. Okay then. Now, please testify what happened to you 2 years ago. Trip to yesteryear has finally begun. Dun dun dun! It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Makeshift stand. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. Hell no, Edgeworth is not like Vegeta. Why? Because Edgeworth is cooler than Vegeta? Heh? Heh? Granted, Vegeta has better hair. 2 years ago, I was waiting in my sister's office. Man came running in, took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. Look for contradictions, guys. I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. Man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Well, that's the contradiction. Because I think we have his autopsy. Stabbed in the back. Stabbed in the back. So we already know that. Made of cardboard cutouts. Edgeworth is more like Hercule. Yeah, but Hercule's the strongest man on the earth. Don't you know he defeated Cell in the Cell games? But yeah, we already found the contradiction. He was stabbed in the back. We got the autopsy report. Good thing you weren't harmed. Passed out. Don't remember much. Understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to... I like to... The English dub of Hercule is probably one of the best English dubs that I've ever heard. I love the English dub of Hercule in Dragon Ball. Very well. Defense begin its cross-examination. We're going to go straight to that. Contradiction. He was not stabbed in the chest. Never forget, man raises and stab Mr. Marshall in the chest. Did I select the wrong thing? No? How exactly are the evidence and the what? Wait, what? Man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Am I taking... Wait, what? That's clearly a contradiction. Autopsy report says he was stabbed in the back. Maybe I'm jumping the gun on this contradiction? Let's press it. I'm very confused. Must have been a real shock. Even now when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly. Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified Joe Dark was holding you hostage. The lightning struck and the lights went out. Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark, I was thrown aside, and the two began wrestling each other. Huh. Pretty sure I was watching them. But Lana's sure. Wait, what? I'm so confused. That should have worked. That's clearly a contradiction. Let's try press out everything else then. 2 years ago, defendant was a detective at the police department. Yes. Second in command under the then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister was the best detective ever. Master Roshi is the strongest employment or earthling. No ways, Hercule is. Lights went out so things weren't completely visible. I mean, this is true. So she might have thought he got stabbed in the chest when he got stabbed in the back. I remember Deputy Chief Gant and this guy used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same... No, actually, Krillin. Krillin is supposed to be the strongest Earthling. That's right. Always sit at my sister's desk. Dream about playing that organ. Wanted to play it that day too. Police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised me to take to dinner after she finished her work. Man came running in, took me hostage. Oh, Gamer Elite? How you doing, buddy? I hope you're feeling better. Welcome, welcome. Been resting up. I hope you took a break from work. But if not, you know, I hope the medication's helping you out with your bronchitis. Amen. Yo, Joe Dark? He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. I'm always confused. I'm always confused. Always confused. That's why I made my emote. That's why I made my emote. Ooh, what is that one? Pride Give. This is like a Kirby thing. Sickness is gone, just fighting the bronchitis. Okay, good. That's good news. I still wish you speedy recovery. Bronchitis is no joke. So make sure you take care of that. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, fled the room. Upon fleeing the room, Jark just proceeded to take the elevator. Oh, allergies. Ooh, dang. Dude, no kid, like, you weren't kidding about getting hit by all different kinds of stuff when you actually do get sick, right? Damn, that's not just one problem, that's multiple problems. Must have been in panic because the elevator was going up. Ran into Sky and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were two people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Demon Gant, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. And no, I did not misread that. He's a demon. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. Assumed that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark. Dark grabbed me, thought I was as good as dead. That's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark, then the lights went out. Beats Turtle, lights went out. Lights? It was just about this time of year. Terrible storm going on. Lightning struck nearby. Electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Just then, lightning flashed outside, again outside. Sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Alright? Hear more. She spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago. Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. Told Detective Goodman about what you saw. Yes, but at the time, words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. Oh, the picture on the back of that list. Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Ask about the picture. Gat needs to be thrown through it. Yeah, no, he really does. I agree with you 100%, Kid Boo. We gotta find out if Mr. Gat could fly. Picture of the witness street. I believe is very important. List of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. Drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed. I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now whenever I close my eyes. Strange. Took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken. But I did draw it, I swear. I'm not just imagining it. This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me. I guess I should check the evidence again. Let's continue. Seeing that imprinted an image in your mind, can you please describe it to us? The man raised up his knife, stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Wait, save. Save. No. Save. I don't... Maybe I'm supposed to show the picture? Because we have the picture. Right? Can I rotate it? There you go. Wait. I mean, okay. So it's not a contradiction that he got stabbed in the chest? Let's present this. Bang! Oh, we got it. No music. Mr. Edgeworth, little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence. He's not denying its existence. He just doesn't know where it went. Ugh. I'm not the bad guy. The Hasselhoff maneuver? Like David Hasselhoff? No, I've not heard. What is the Hasselhoff maneuver? Like the Heimlich maneuver? All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. Exactly. He's not denying it didn't exist. Or he's not denying it did exist, he just doesn't have it. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold. Evidence list for the SO9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over? Turn it... Ah! What's this? What's this? What's this? What's that? That's it. That's the picture I drew. Beats Turtle, you gotta explain now. What is the Hasselhoff maneuver? I am very curious myself. Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here. Hey, David Hasselhoff is a national treasure. Okay, he's not a national treasure, but he's a very precious celebrity. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. There's a website that tells you. See, now I gotta click it. Grab them by the crotch, throw them out the window. Oh, it's a whole friggin'... It's like the playbook. I gotta read this later. Damn it. You have piqued my curiosity, though. Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. Nani? Order. But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, that means... Your Honor, your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. What? It's like legal size paper. That's quite conceivable. Mr. Edgeworth, possible. Let's see. Ooh, something's there? He's doing his stress face. It's one of many in the book. The maneuver? Like it's a real book? Is that a real book? Or is that like a joke book or something? Did he eat something good? Something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. Ooh. The badger? The blue freaking badger. It's a joke book? I don't want to hear this music. That's that thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Wait a minute. Clearly this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. How is the badger playing in this? What the hell? Evidence list restored up to... Wait. Can I see that list? Is that the top of the window? He can't be the Killer Beats turtle. He's not wearing a long coat. I don't understand. Alright. Please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago. Huh? Yes, Your Honor. She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. I'm still confused. Badger was the real killer. But the badger is Detective Gumshoe's masterpiece. What if the badger... He took off his police coat? I mean, if the badger killed the prosecutor, Neil Marshall, he can certainly take off his own coat. Fair enough. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. Flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. Picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. I don't see any contradictions here. Neither do I. It clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. Defense may now begin its cross-examination. That wasn't that long of a testimony, too. Picture I drew 2 years ago. Press. Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. First, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Demon Gant and Lana Sky. 2 or 3 days later. Picture of the killer is left-handed. Just saying as a note. Badger was possessed by Demon Gant. The knife doesn't have any left or right hand. But I think that's something good to note though, Beats Turtle. Huh. I think that might be something worth noting. Okay, remember that. Alright. Excuse me, witness. Wait, can you please tell us why a picture is painted all black? Badger was possessed by Demon Gant. Possibly. Demon Gant is a voodoo doctor? Flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. At the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue? I couldn't see him clearly. Lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. Turned around. Okay, he's left-handed in this flashback. That's when the lightning flashed. Leather maybe has something. Oh? It's a right hand though. Bears Emma Sky's prints. I mean, all of it's gonna be connected somehow. Well, we'll figure it out. Poor Emma, just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? After that, it must have fainted. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? So how could she say he was stabbed in the chest if she didn't see it? The leather maybe has something? Yeah. Flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Sorry for asking so many times. Are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives? Are you insinuating you somehow manipulated her memory? Of course not. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Yes? I don't know. Is it gonna give me a selection? She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's a contradiction here? I think it has to do with him being stabbed in the back, not the front. But then again, that was wrong last time too. Or Emma just... I mean, yeah, maybe Emma just forgot or she was traumatized. I'm sorry, I can't rotate this picture though. This is how it looks. I mean, all I can think of is autopsy was he was stabbed in the back. But if this was the last scene she saw, why would he get stabbed in the back? I'm gonna try it. Flash of lightning so bright. After that, must have fainted. Picture shows exactly what I saw. I'm gonna try it. Other picture? What other picture? What other picture? Scene of the stabbing of a detective. This one? No. That's the floor plans. What other picture beats Turtle? This one? Nothing in this one. I don't think. We're gonna try it. Ooh, music stop. It worked this time. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains blatant contradiction. Actually, no, it doesn't, Phoenix. Because it doesn't show Joe Dark stabbing Neil Marshall. So it's not a contradiction. For all we know, after Emma fainted, Neil Marshall was trying to run away and that's how he got stabbed in the back or something. Who knows, right? I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? Shoot. There's no window? Well, I think the fact of the matter is, Beats Turtle, that they're standing in front of the window and like that's why there's a whole shadow, the shadow figure thing. The knife? Or this? She bad at drawing. Well, I mean, that's the whole point. It's she only saw the shadows because the lightning struck. The lightning struck behind them, outside in the window, and so the light made them all dark. I couldn't draw this well, that's for sure. I don't know. This stands out for some reason though. Why is this white? Is it because he got stabbed in the back? Take that! I think it's this part here. I don't see what's so strict. Nope. Because the drawing stinks. It might be the knife. Maybe I'm supposed to select the knife. Wait. Why would that be a contradiction though? Broken dip was found in the victim's body, belonged to murderer. Stabbed in the back, died from punctured heart and lung. Knife tip was in the wound. Knife tip was in the wound. There's no tip on this. Is that what it might be? Okay, well, we got a penalty for that one. Whoops. Mr. Wright. Okay, I think it's the knife. Objection. Contradiction, of course, lies here. Okay, we got it. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. Murder weapon, its tip is broken too. If I recall, tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. Wait, if the tip was already broken off, how did it get inside of Neil Marshall? Did Chief Gant put that in there? Into the body during the autopsy or something? I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. Where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? Obviously, really. Obvious. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. Or he was already stabbed. Possible. No, that's a good point. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. There you go. He was already stabbed, or he got stabbed more than once. Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. I'm afraid that's not possible. Tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right. What does it mean? Tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. Only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. That's why witness testimony, I mean, I've been saying this throughout the whole game. Witness testimony is not 100% reliable. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. There's a lot of objections being thrown around. Objection! 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 Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There's another explanation. That's the question, Beats Turtle. Like, was the TIFF broken off in Neil Marshall? Or did someone find it and put it into Neil Marshall's body? Or, like, what happened? Have you forgotten already? A little something called falsified evidence. Treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. Huh. Can't deny the possibility. Order! Are you saying investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. Police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. Exactly what you were thinking. Well, there you go. After receiving the King of Prosecutors award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Demon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. You would think there would be like guards outside the door that he could just, I don't know why you just flee the room like that. Me and Wright are and say, hell yeah, man. Beats Turtle, are you a lawyer? Maybe you should become one. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. My belief that somewhere in this story, look at the picture of the three people. Why did he flee? What do you mean the picture? What about the picture of the three people though? This one? Wait. This doesn't have a tip on it. And then remember, Chief Gant had that sword part of the trophy removed. But this knife also doesn't have a tip. Interesting. Maybe this was the knife used to kill Neil Marshall. And then the falsified evidence was either Lana or Demon Gant broke the tip of the knife and claimed it came from the body. Maybe? I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Maybe? Am I grasping at straws here? My belief, somewhere in this story there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual... There you go. It could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Is another broken knife? I think we found it. We figured it out. There is another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by simple observational error. The guard, the knight armor, it's not a guard, it's just a suit of armor, I think. Mr. Wright, In that instance, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume then you have some information about the other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. Murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. The real murder weapon. Answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Kid Boo, you are a genius. Right here inside the picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? The broken murder weapon. No, it's the award prosecutor Marshall is holding, and hence why Demon Gant removed the broken knife from the trophy. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, knife the witness saw was all like, I mean, think about it this way too. If enhance, if they were questioning Joe Dark, why would he have a knife? Why would he have his own knife, right? Any weapon he would have gotten would have been gotten on the fly after he escaped the interrogation room. Like they would have searched his body for any weapons, right? When they interrogated him. So like there's no way he would have had his murder knife on him at the time. Yeah, Beats Turtle, you know what I'm talking about. You're a smart cookie. Hugh Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. Broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Why not? Why not, Mr. Edgeworth? If the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. I didn't even think about that. Because Emma only saw shadows. I didn't even think about the figures being switched. No person would think, hey, let's bring him to interrogation while, right? Having, yeah. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. I think they did search him, Kid Boo, that he didn't have a knife on him. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait, I remember now? I remember everything. Mr. Edgeworth? Just show me your evidence list again. One with the picture, what? I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. Wait, didn't you already say that? I was thinking it was reverse. Really? Really, Beats Turtle? I don't know. It never crossed my mind that the figures would have been switched. But then again, knowing that Neil Marshall died from a stab wound to his back, that would make more sense. Well, not necessarily, but like some reason or another, he was stabbed in the back. You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew the picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. Must have locked this part away deep inside me. If we... Oh, God. More testimony. Okay. Thinking caps. Hypothetical maybe he fell backwards onto suit. Oh! That's an interesting thought though, Kid Boo. That is a very interesting thought. Like he got pushed onto the statue, right? Maybe? Would you please tell us what you recalled? First the knife mix-up and now Blue Badger. This should be interesting. How far was he from it? They don't have that kind of specific information, so we're not sure where where the suit of armor was in relation to the two people. When I saw the man raise his knife, I panicked, rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife, Neil Marshall. Just then there was another flash of— oh! She knocked, okay. It's kind of opening up now. She knocked the man with the knife, who we now might think it's Neil Marshall. And maybe that, and then Neil Marshall got pushed onto the knife, onto the blade of the suit of armor. And that's why Lana is covering up for Emma. And that's why evidence was fabricated to convict Joe Dark. But all of this is covering up because Emma was the one who actually killed Neil Marshall. Accidentally. And Demon Gant is holding that over Lana's head. Just then, another flash of lightning. That's when I saw Blue Badger. He wasn't in the room. I'm sure I saw his shadow. Reflection? Outside? He wasn't in the room. Certainly most unusual. Try impossible. Chief of Detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. Oh, that's true. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. The defense may now cross— wait. Don't pursue this. I think it's something to do. Like, Lana is obviously protecting Emma from something. And the closer we get to figuring out what it is, I mean, Lana's getting more adamant about trying to cover it up. What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the She's at the witness stand again, like she just pushed her sister out of the way or something. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Right? I mean, we suspected this at the start of the trial, at the start of this third day trial, right? That Demon Gant is holding something over Lana's head, and that's why she's admitting to the murder of Bruce Goodman. And we figured it might have had something to do with her sister. No, exactly, Kid Boo. Blue Badger was not even conceptualized at this point. Can't do this? I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it? I mean, she's very antsy. She's very anxious about something. Chief Prosecutor Sky, we've already come this far. Too late to turn back. Alright, defense will now begin cross-examination. Bailiff, detain the defendant. Okay. Let's see what we got. Saw that man raise his knife, panicked, rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning. That's when I saw the Blue Badger. That's a very curious statement. Do we have— no, we don't have like a date Blue Badger was made. He wasn't in the room, but I sure saw his shadow. I wonder— does this look like, if we flip this upside down, does that look like the Blue Badger? With the 3 points? Or am I grasping at straws here? It's just— they use it a lot. I thought only Goku knew how to do that, but apparently everyone knows how. Oh, I didn't press any of this. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me press. Saw the man. Press. When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark. At least I think it was him. You think? All I could really see were shadows. Power outage immediately preceded the incident. Also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. Panicked, rushed toward both of them. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? I was about to stab Mr. Marshall. She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. Look at the jar and shape it to the badger. I mean, possibly, yeah, right? As we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. I didn't know that at the time. Dark Guy knocked me down. All I could think was, I've got to help that other person. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. What do you mean, you think? All happened so fast and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur. This guy was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. You know, actually when you think about it, if she really charged whoever had the knife, that's really brave of her. When you think about it, like she charged an armed man with a knife. That's a secret. Saw the man about to stab the other person who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I mean, that takes guts. And she was 14 at the time. She was only 14 at the time, and she was charging someone with a knife. Like, man, she's brave. You know, to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave. What happened next? Hold on, let me... What if it was like that? God, I can't rotate quite the way I want to. Like that with the little balls on the end. I mean, we still don't know what this red markings are either. Well, it's okay. Kid Boo Beats Turtle hasn't played this game, so he's kind of helping me out. So it's okay. He's not spoiling anything. I think Kid Boo watched this on YouTube, so he knows what happened. Right? I don't know, something like that. Another flash of lightning, Blue Badger. You sure about this? Of course. I even drew a picture. Objection! I think that's... maybe more like... Sure, that looks like it, right? Like the outline. Kind of. Yeah. It was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. That was just this year. Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. All quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling I'd seen him before. Finally remember. Where in the room did you see him dancing? He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. Shadow. You didn't actually see his face. That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. Thing couldn't have possibly existed. I don't know what you're talking about, Turtle. Acting all innocent, Kid Boo. Oh, I like all these. I like everyone's different emotes. It's so neat. I like to see all the different kinds of emotes people have. Witness must be mistaken. May well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. I suppose you have an explanation. Please tell us what this shadow really was. Let's save. Kid Boo's already giving us a hint. Beats Turtle, I think you're onto that hint. I think that's a great guess. I'm gonna use it. What was it Emma saw when the lightning flashed? I might know. Blue Badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. She's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the Blue Badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instance? Show us this mysterious Blue Badger look-alike. Bam. Well, we didn't get puzzled. They stopped the music. But that's what... Actually, what is that? Because it's not a vase because it's open at both ends. We don't even know what this is. Some sort of jar. A jar with holes on both ends. Indeed, it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Gotcha. Every time you write that beat, sir, I think of Dave Chappelle. Gotcha, bitch! Our viewpoint? Gotta show them the correct angle to look at this. Damn it, I can't rotate this right with the mouse. Is that close enough? I can't get it twisted. It's Gant's. It's his bathroom? Oh my god, kid, move. Well, we gotta hide this end because it's not showing on the bottom. God, dang it. Something like that. Got to make it. Oh, that's not close enough? Come on. I mean, that was it. Maybe it's this way. No. Pretty sure it's that way. That's alright. Kid Boo, if anything, being weird makes it more fun. That's gotta be it. Wait, that's not right? Hold on. At least we're not getting penalty points for it. God, dang it, Luffy. Stay up there. Am I not rotating it correctly? Maybe it is this way. I saved. Maybe I should save again though. It's not this way because these 2 points are too low. It is that side. I'm just not adjusting it correctly. Move up. God, this is so hard with... Can I use my controller? Hold on. Oh, that doesn't help. If anything, it's harder. No. Never mind, that's just harder. You know what it is? I just can't figure out how to move it. Like, how exact do I need this? Come about that? The thin bit face me. Like that? Or is this way? Oh, I see what you... This way, maybe? Yeah. Hold on. Nope. Is it too much? I mean, that's as close as I can get. I'm not... Oh my god, we're stuck on this. Okay, these two handles definitely need to be on the side though. Because they're the little balls on the side. Unless I rotate it this way? No. It's not. The two handles aren't long enough. Oh, wait. How about this? Well, you said face it, right? Have it face me. Oh, maybe like this. Did we do it this way? I thought we did it that way. Oh god. That's pretty damn close. I don't know what we're getting wrong here. Ah, this is the wrong thing to be stuck on. Okay, maybe the handles. I want to say these two handles have to be that part though. But I was doing it this way, right? Formally, I think. I mean, that's... Turn it around? This way, right? Because I had it the other way. Stop. Down. Not up, down. Oh god, it keeps rotating all funny. Like that? Oh my god. H and PM. Why are these things so weird? Okay. This looks exactly like it. Just, I gotta flip it around. I mean, we did this already, right? I mean, how close do I need to get this? Is the question. Stop. Stop. Ugh. Much? Wait, that's what we did last time. I mean, that looks pretty darn close. I'm getting sick of this music though. But this is what we did. This is what we tried. Too much what? I tilt it towards me or down? The other way. Other way, Kid Boo? No, that's too much. Take that! Take that! Down more. Down more. Am I even facing this the right way then? Like that? Cruel and unusual punishment. How much more down? I did stop, right? Is it the other side? Maybe it's the other side. God, I hate this. The controls for this thing are so stupid. I should have a I should have a spin and then a up and down, left and right. If I did it this way. No, that doesn't look right. This looks better. Ah! Ah! I'm sorry. Down. Down. Or I spin it around and do it this way. Or this way. No, I tried this way, right? How about that? See the thing, this is too big. Or maybe like that? Oh, maybe like this. Hold on. Like that. Like that. Dun dun dun.
Take that! Objection!
Oh. Oh my god, if we don't finish this, because I take too long trying to figure out how to friggin' angle this stupid vase, I am gonna pull my hair out. Okay, no I'm not, but still. The angle of the top triangle is also curved. Blow up the music box, please. You know what? We should. I blame Detective Gumshoe. Well, this didn't work. We tried this way, right? Well, that's curved. You know why? Okay, I gotta focus on this. So there's a round. This is round. So we get the round part, and then it chokes over here. Curve. I think this down curve. And this one curves. This one goes up. I think that's where I'm going wrong. Can someone just look it up? Just look it up and tell me which way I'm supposed to do it. I don't care anymore. I just don't want to listen to this music. How close does that? Oh my god, this is gonna be like super specific. Or I'm just totally off base. Maybe I'm just off base. What if it was like that? What if maybe I'm supposed to like that? I mean, this circle is way bigger though. Oh, that. How about the other way? Oh, like that. Because then it has that curve down. Not all three legs were broken initially. The blood needs to face us. Right. Well, the vase wasn't broken. Like, we were missing one of the, like, this middle part or something. The blood needs to face us. How about that way? This way. But we did that way. Okay, so face us. Is it really exact? I could have... I mean, this is pretty damn close. Right? Am I not rotating it right? God, freaking controls suck. I'm blaming it on the controller. I mean, that looks like it. Top circle needs to be facing away. Okay. Like, totally away. No! No! You know what? Frigid. I gotta look at all myself. Ace. Attorney. Stupid face. Okay, that's what I'm doing! It really is exact. Bad like that.
Take that!
No.
Objection!
That's what it shows! It's... Stop turning weird. It keeps tipping when I don't...
Take that! Objection!
Curves of the vase needs to not show. Why am I not... What? I think this thing is really exact. Except I keep tipping it because I can't... I keep spinning it wrong, so it's all crooked. Like, what if I just use the keyboard? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. They really need to line up. You know what? I think it's really exact. And I need to rotate this thing precisely. I can't... I don't know why I'm having so much trouble moving the mouse. Okay. If I hold, does it matter where I hold on the base? I just use the controls. Side circles need to be on the fourth square from this picture. Okay, but both of them, right? Like, they have to line up. That's the problem. Like, freaking thing needs to be exactly... well, it's not that mouse doesn't like me. I can't figure out how my mouse movement is translating to how the jar rotates. I don't know why it's so hard for me to grasp. It needs to be on the fourth square from the picture. This way. Oh, up one. No. 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 There you go. No. No. This one. Oh, too much. Wait. How do I do that? Like this? I need to be on the fourth square? Like that? Is that too high?
Take that! Objection!
I have a picture right in front of me and I still can't freaking do this. It has to be exact.
Take that! Objection!
The triangle needs to show. Oh my god, this is driving me nuts. Up, up. Like that. I'm talking about this triangle.
Take that!
Oh my god! That's a win! That's a win! We did it! We had to look at a freaking picture and we still couldn't figure it out, but we got it! Oh, this game's stupid! Okay. I'm sorry. Everyone who's watching, I apologize for that poor display of control. Cause that was horrible. That took us a good 25 minutes. Freaking A. Alright, we figured it out. I hate this music. Can we get off the music? Order. Defense has proven its claim. Mysterious blue badger witness on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar. You're right, it doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong. You see, changes everything. Please tell us. I really hope so. I really hope so, Beats Turtle. I really don't want to hear that again. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? The location? No. The murder weapon? Oh, the murder weapon. I don't know what's different. Oh, hey, Beats Turtle. That is a great idea. Shut up, you ambulance. Not in the mood. Want me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, witness saw this jar. Very specific angle. Knowing this, where could you have seen this jar? Location of the jar shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. Yeah. Very good. Very good thought, Beats Turtle. It's on a shelf in the office. Body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. Witness testified so herself. And it's these two facts reveal what actually transpired. You see, Struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. Wait, what? Happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office.
Objection!
Implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. Like, it's already 9:42. No, we're gonna finish this tonight. I don't care. I don't care already. I'm gonna stay up till 12 o'clock if I have to. I'm sorry that makes it a lot later for you guys if you gotta hang around, but we're gonna finish this tonight. I don't care. There wasn't a reason he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. Only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. That's why Dark was running. Oh. Well, it's in the other side because Gant got attacked. Oh. Huh. You know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? Finally figured it out. This is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now. Well, that would explain if Emma pushed Marshall out of the way and they were fighting on Chief Gant's side of the office. That's where the suit of armor was, right? Please recall witness's testimony. She knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. Next instant, the jar was hit, flew through the air. Tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? Impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I might draw your attention to the picture once more. Yep, that knife came up. Knocked in the direction of the shelf of the jar was sitting on. Jar, suit of armor. What would he have hit? Ah, the suit of armor. Holding very sharp, dangerous looking sword. Since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, it would have been Neil Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. Mr. Wright can't be thinking. Yes, another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Perpetrator would have no idea, but nevertheless, events took place as the defense theorizes. Outcome is obvious. Always suspicious of them. Yeah, I mean, it really stood out in that picture. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Bam! There we go. You guys were right. I think Kid Boo had the same idea. You mean Mr. Marshall died? I know. Welcome back, Kid Boo. We are not futzing with the jar anymore. Mr. Marshall died because of me. This is like Edgeworth in the elevator all over again. Right? Because he threw the gun. He threw the gun at the guard or something and it like bounced and shot. Or discharged, right? Never imagined her testimony would lead to this. It was the witness who took the victim's life. Proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, given the circumstances. Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall, and hence that's why they fabricated the evidence so they could convict Joe Dark. Because Emma would have been charged with, well, you can't charge Emma with murder. You would charge her with self-defense. If that's even a chargeable offense. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Oh, she looking nervous. Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. Reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did. I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? Willing to bet you don't. And he was stabbed in the back. Remember, Neil Marshall was stabbed in the back. So if he got pushed and then he fell onto the knife backwards, makes sense. If it wasn't Emma, who wasn't on the other than Joe Dark, right? Certainly it would be difficult to prove this with evidence. We don't have evidence. Have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work. Both parties involved are dead. Touche, Miss Guy. Of course, it only leaves us with one possibility. Wait, what? What do you mean? Possibility that the victim has left us a message. Neil Marshall? Neil, for better or worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. One manner or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. Nani is what? Yeah, what indeed? What? A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? Real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind. Is in the evidence? I don't know. Message from the deceased is already in our possession. Wait. Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? She wouldn't be a murderer. She would be self-defense, right? Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. Only one thing we seek, truth. No matter how painful it may be. Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. The vase? This cloth? Maybe the vase? Message just by the deceased. Blue Badger. Is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Maybe the Blue Badger cat. We're back at the Blue Badger. I think the Blue Badger really killed Neil Marshall. A message was left here on the surface of this jar. If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this. Don't tell me that's an M. Emma. Looks like someone wiped away. No way. No way. No way. Notice, for some reason, blood on some of the fragments were not wiped. See, Emma. Line here drawn in blood. Is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. Use the few precious moments left to leave a mess behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. And that's why the last piece was found in Demon Gant's safe. Because he was trying to hide that evidence for Lana. Blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely, all we need to do is connect these points. Victim message will become apparent. No! Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? I believe these blood stains will reveal to us the answer. There's only one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances. His murderer's name. How does this work? Wait, what? Undo. Ma. Try to spell get. There's too many letters, I think. Oh, I can't connect. G? Oh wait, G. Oh, it doesn't let me connect it. I can't make the G. Get. Because I could make a G here, but I can't connect it. Emma. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, never thought it would turn out like this. This is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Sorry, Beats Turtle. No! Damn you, Salazar! Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life, Emma Skye. Again, this is self-defense. You can't charge her for murder. It's self-defense. Seaworthy can't say I didn't warn you. I still think there's something with him, though. Understand the implications of what you've done. What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death, convicted because of his final murder. Believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, innocent man was sentenced to death. He wasn't that innocent if he killed all the other people, though. Not only that, you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Joe Dark really was a serial murderer? That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice? What? I hate this guy. We're merely keepers of the law. Actually, that's true. Well, actually, no. We're a defender of justice. We're a lawyer. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, fact is cannot be denied. Look at this guy. He's got an evil glare. Look at him. There's something up with this guy. What's going on? Wright can't just stand there like it wasn't his fault. Order, 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 order. Gavels pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, judge declared a recess. We're gonna finish this. Whether you guys hang around or not, I'm gonna finish this. If you have to come back and watch the VOD, we're gonna finish this. I'm sorry. We're doing it. We're doing it tonight. Oh my god, it's another continue. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. This is the last trial. This is the third day of the trial, right? The whole justice system in the game is the things have to be concluded in 3 days rather. And this is the 3rd day. So a verdict needs to be done. District Court, defendant lobby 2. Okay, sorry Edric, didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. Come back later. Oh, poor Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Take it Lana's having you... I know, the judge is making these recesses. Let me tell you, this is the last time. Wait, what is this? She asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. No evidence will be shown without the approval of the police department. Deputy Gaunt gave approval to show the forged evidence, so he'd be ultimately responsible. After this episode, take the week off from this. I just hope we don't run into that Badger music after this ever again. Seems so. Can at least study some evidence law. Yeah, so that would fall on the chief inspector at the time who signed off on the evidence, which would have been Demon Gant. If you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book. Him. Demon Gant. Alright, here we go. 2 rules of evidence law. Doesn't look like that book. Okay, well, let's read it real quick. Look how much evidence we have. No evidence should be shown without approval of police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. That's a very short book. You're glad you've been able to stay awake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Beats Turtle. I really am. I thought we were gonna finish within our allotted stream time, but we must. The show must go on. All that's left now. Chief prosecutor's sentence. All right. Haven't you figured it out? Well, I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat. Despite all these allegations being thrown at me, that jar would have... Yeah. No, it It got pretty close. It really got close. Like it was exact. Like I needed it to line up exactly how they wanted it, which is kind of dumb. Mr. Edgeworth, real trial today hasn't begun. What else is there to do? Credibility's all been ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. Emma Skye found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. Now you're telling me you want to do more. You gotta be kidding me. You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman, which is ultimately what the trial is about. Did Lana kill Detective Goodman? She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. So who killed him? That means the real killer's still out there. And we're gonna expose him. Mr. Demon Gant. Okay, let's go. Time to bring it in. Let's go. 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 Let's get out there. Okay, reconvene. Trial of Miss Lana Skye. Are you ready? Inquiry committee planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Well, normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness, but this isn't easy to say. You see, there's some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses. I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking. Yeah, but maybe everyone has been talking. You're the judge. What other people think doesn't even matter. Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. That being the case, prosecution will allow the defense to call forth further witnesses. There's no precedent for what you're proposing. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement. Very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Mr. Wright, what do you say? I call up Demon Gant. Very well, defense accepts prosecution's proposal. Defense may now call forth the next witness. Mr. Wright, do you realize this is your last chance? Call the wrong witness, trial is good as over. Save. Save. Defense calls. Bam! Present. Demon Gant. Defense calls Demon, not Damon. Demon motherfucking Gant to the stand. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, if we die and then we have to start from the beginning because I didn't save, that would be so heartbreaking. As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. Would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True, true. Alright, bailiff. Escort Mr. Gant to the stand. He hasn't told us what he saw. Yeah. Witness, state your name, occupation. Some kind of practical joke? On my way to lunch. Well, too freaking bad. Your name and occupation. Are you sure you want to do this? Well, he didn't call you to the stand. We did. So you want to play hardball, eh? Slime ball. This guy's sleazeball. His name is Damon Gantz, acting chief of police. Wait, he's only acting? Chief Gant, court requests hear testimony. What's with the grim face? Clear up this SO9 incident. That time when Lana's sisters murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made clear already. Still some things unaccounted for. Like what? Actually, we still have this piece of evidence. What is this cloth with Emma's fingerprints for? Why is this in there? Why was this in his safe? We don't know anything about that. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. That's bravery there, Gant. You're aware, of course, police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Sure, take my testimony. I don't have to give it if I don't want. That's not how the court of law works, you buddy. You butthead. Hey, butthead. That's not how it works. I'm afraid so. What? Chief of police has the right to... It plead the fifth? What? Such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, turns out to be a big waste of time. Don't say I didn't warn you. Very well, witness may now begin his testimony. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. Bull shit. Big stinky poo-poo. Making long story short, we slipped up. Power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, found Lana there. Apparently she had already arranged the scene. As you can see, it had nothing to do with the forgery. Is that when Dark was arrested? Yeah, but you're still signing off on it. He was lying on the floor, unconscious. Emma sent Neil flying. Seems Dark bumped his head. Everything seems pretty clear cut. Police chief has the right to refuse to testify. Better hit him hard and fast. Okay, press. As I recall, ceremony was held at the police department. Guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up. He probably is making things up, Beats Turtle. I mean, the guy's a butthead. Probably what spooked Dark made him run away. Was it the defendant, Lana Skye, also present in the room? Don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. Long story short, we slipped up. Power outage didn't help. Two of you ran immediately after him. That's right. Dark made it to the elevator first. Neil and I split up. Went upstairs, went downstairs. I guess you could say, got lucky. What's this about a power outage? Elevator stopped all of a sudden. I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went to his heart. Not funny. I went to my office, found Lana there. Could you tell us what you saw? Shocking sight. Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, tangled together. Why does this look like this is on Lana Skye of... Oh, you know why, because supposedly Lana rearranged the bodies, right? Drake was lying collapsed on the floor. Apparently hit his head, was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. How can you know that? Because of the victim's body, it had already been moved. That means found the body near Lana's desk. That's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor? Yes. Anyway, as you can see, it had nothing to do with the forgery. You're saying forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office. Exactly what I'm saying. Understand how Lana must have felt. Moving your body, hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances. Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. Going to stare at anything, you're better off staring at the court record. Which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. I think it has something to do with... Because Executive Investigator Damon Gant. So he had to be involved with... And this rule, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I think it's this. We proposed the SO9 incident. Save. And present the files. Oh no, the music's still playing. That's wrong. Or that evidence statement is not related, they aren't. Okay. I had nothing to do with the forgery. What's in the court record? What's in the court record? Or do we show the book? Maybe we show the book? Nope. Oh my god. Maybe I'm not. Maybe this isn't even the right statement. Okay, hold on. Let me go through everything. Neo and I were questioning him that day. Make a long story short, slipped. Power outage didn't help. Went to my office, found Lana there. Apparently she had already arranged the scene. And nothing to do with the forgery. Nothing to do with the forgery. Oh, what about this? Because that's his code. I don't think we're up to that part yet, though. We're gonna be jumping the gun with that. What about this forgery? This SL9 Switchblade life. Or these gloves? How would she see this? Was this being thrown? I'm actually wondering if this is what she saw in front of the window. Where the hell did she see this? Did it get thrown at the two people or something? That was so weird. Forgery had already taken place. Okay, understand Lana must have felt. I don't know. I don't know. How do I link that to the scene? Was in the room? Don't quite remember. At very least she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. Make a long story short, slipped up. Power outage didn't help. Went to my office, found Lana. She had already arranged the crime scene. What about this? That kind of links him because it was found in his safe. Right? What if we present the vase? Ooh, that worked. Nothing to do with the forgery, but we found this vase in your safe. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar. Blue badge you showed us earlier. Piece of jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, evidence list I presented earlier actually found inside your desk. You see, Chief Gat, articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. What's the meaning of this? Oh, defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. You admitted then that you were involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you? Wait, what? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Yeah, so what? We still found it. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence. Yeah, he's got us there, actually. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right? Yeah, but he has no proof that I forged the evidence. However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy, not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. And Emma, yeah. We got a lot of witnesses. Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. In light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding those pieces of evidence found in your office. Wait? Wait for what? What's up, Beats Turtle? What's on your mind? What's on the noggin? Probably told her to say it was forged. And the relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. Mama, kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. God, I hate this guy more and more. He's using his position of power. Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. You can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I participate in forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Actually, why would he forge evidence? He's not in trouble. Lana's sister's in trouble. Yes, Your Honor. Investigating a crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. I don't know. You don't understand, I'm chief of police. There will be consequences. And believe I will press charges so you won't make the same mistake. My way into tomorrow. Okay, today is in return that place, right? Okay, press. I'd appreciate it if you stop making ridiculous allegations. You have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. I don't know, back in the day, once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped. Can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence. That's true. If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it. Later? What are you talking about? I'm talking about when Wright's prints are found. They're found inside my safe. They would prove his investigation was illegal. Yeah, but that doesn't remove the fact that we found those things in your safe. Illegal or not. But I guess it does have to follow protocol to be acceptable evidence, right? Can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. What do you mean? Purely hypothetical. Suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. Concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery. I'm not through speaking yet. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. Saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. What? Wouldn't that be convenient? The Chief is talking about a possibility. So long as you can't rule that out, your remarks, however clever, will only succeed in wasting time. There's no reason I participate in forgery. That's what that's what I'm not trying to, that I can't grasp. Why would he participate in forgery? How can you look me in the eye and say that? I'm innocent. Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil? In the end of the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise, Emma Skye. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Really? At the very least, there's one very large benefit you've reaped. I wasn't aware. He became chief of police. he became chief of police. Resolution of SO9 incident secured her promotion to chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. That's a good one. You really think I'm that incompetent? Yeah, I do actually. What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. Resolution of SO9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true? He's going to be made chief anyway. Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. That means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. No way better than that. There are only 3 people. He did it to 1, promote Lana to chief prosecutor, because she would have been solving the case with him, and 2, because he knows that Lana or Emma killed Neil and they're covering it up, he can control Lana. So he's got power in the police department and he's got power in the prosecuting office. Possibly? There, it's out in the open. Would you mind if I change my testimony? Oh, please do. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you? Only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister. If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Tough on crime, tough on people. That's how I was raised. Seem to be lax enough on yourself though. That's a good one, Worthy. Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Save? No. He wouldn't have helped anyone. Relax and take a deep breath, Mr. Wright. Try to think outside the box. That's what you're good at. What? Never thought, what? Who would the chief help? Who would ask the chief for help? Lana. Someone did that, he'd be sure to find a way to benefit from that person. Yeah, he did it for, he helped Lana out because she needed help, and then he could control her. Chief, would you please repeat your testimony? I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. What do I present though? Oh! Maybe he gets Lana promoted because she'll take all forged evidence he makes and give it to her to use. Nope, that's not it. There's gotta be some way to link that. Hold on at the... Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Nothing in it for him. Nothing in it for him. I need to show that there is something in it for him. Think outside the box. Yeah, but what evidence do I present? I tried the book. The picture? Nope. I'm just guessing at this point. That's not good. Come on, think! Think!
Objection!
Oh, that's wrong too. And that's my last of my health bar. So I'm gonna reload the game. I'm really just guessing though. I'm really just guessing. I'm gonna say point out the accomplice. You might not help anyone out for their sake. Would benefit you. You might decide to assist someone. Oh, there you go. We just chose the wrong option. Appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. Wait, what? No. Very well. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? Bam.
Take that!
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her murder their own sister Lana? As for Chief Gant, he would have reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. What do you mean? After the SO9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the prosecutor's office, and he could use that as Chief of Police. The person who arranged this job change was you. Right? Because she was a detective. She wasn't a prosecutor, she was a detective. Would he profit from all this? Right, yeah, exactly, Beats Hero. She would owe him favors, and she couldn't say no because Gant would have held Lana's murder thing over her head. Essentially, it would require unchecked authority over all investigations. Despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Wait. God, Judge, will you stop talking? You must mean puppet as in someone for— yeah. God, what a bonehead. He assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her. Right, my boy, you have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. Do you have any proof of this, that I controlled Lana? Example is Lana testifying that I've done as such a thing. The ID? What do you mean the ID? She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. Yeah, but we already said Emma did it. We already discovered Emma did it by pushing him. By pushing Neil. Without any proof, all must do nothing more than conjecture. Unless, it's also what happened in this incident. Wait, what? We're talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. How are the two connected? Chief Prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. This guy's got all kinds of threats. Look at that, man. What do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. The judge got a Nani. Nani? Mr. Wright can't be serious. This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in a law enforcement agency. Accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's impossible! No, it's not. Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edwards said in easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. Let's do this. Let's do this, Edgeworth. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, high-ranking officer, is involved in this murder. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. Right. The list shows... Oh, that's... Well, we're finally going to use that. Question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got, and it better be good. Save. Show us evidence ties Chief Gant to the murder of the detective. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you mean. Okay. Bam. ID card list. One that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. One ID on the list couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 77777777777. There's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number. What? How do you know? Because that was the number we put in on the safe. Safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. 7-digit code. Right, so same code. Same as the remaining ID card number on the list. Ooh, look at him. He's sweating. We got him. Got him. You butthead. Entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Alright. What do you have to say? Nothing. Defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. Demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. Right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Come on, Chief Gant. What about it? I'm Chief of Police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Yeah, but it's very suspect. When you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone as I do with the evidence room. Detective Gooden wouldn't have been to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you just undone yourself. I know we got that hype music. On that day, you have to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Charles' purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. Charles' purpose is to determine the truth. Oh, the screw... Wait, what about the screwdriver? I think that's gonna link... We have it. Okay, so as it says, brought back to Edgeworth's office by Gant's request. That's how the body was transferred to the prosecutor's office. Because it was in the trunk of Edgeworth's car, and then Gant told Edgeworth to drive his car to take this evidence to his office, and that's where Lana Sky unloaded the body and claimed she murdered Bruce Goodman. Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime. Then we need to determine one thing: what transpired during that meeting. Mr. Wright, I have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. Oh shoot. Show us proof victim went to meet Chief Gant. Can only be so... Oh, there you go. The lost item for his ID can only be submitted to the Chief of Police. What is with all these ambulance and sirens right now? Damn it. I think that's it. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Actually, yeah, that's great timing. They're coming to get you, Gant! More accurate, Jake, Marshall stole it. Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to Chief of Police. But you are in possession of the report. Means you can't be sure if he filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He was doing the evidence transferal. Transfer the evidence out. Detective Goodman took the form to you. Then, you accompany the detective to the evidence room. There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Let me guess what you're gonna say next. Chief of Police murdered poor Goodman. Exactly. But wait, there's more. Chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yeah, no way. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. It's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yeah, you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, we would have found it on Goodman's body. Would have been found on his body. There you go. Oh, dude. Wait, did you see that reaction? He got struck by lightning. The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime for no one in their right mind. Would you choose the police department as a place to commit murder? After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose... Oh, I want to... Dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. Forgetting Mr. Wright. Victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. Yeah, we're getting him. Slowly but surely, beats her. Slowly but surely. How did you manage to move it? I was at the police department the entire day. Everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. I just ordered the officer to do it? Take this here dead body over to the No, he was stuffed in the car. You left all the evidence we need. Prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. Thought it was a useless clue just taking up space. The screwdriver, right, Beats Turtle? How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. To move the body, bam. This is how you move Detective... What's that? Screwdriver? What do I have to do with this case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is the screwdriver doing here? It's here because... Asked to by Chief Gant, no less. Told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. Any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Surely screwed. Oh, the puns. You screwed yourself, Gant. Oh, yes, you did. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to. Body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. It's obvious what happened. Body was moved by that car. Detective Goodman's body is carried in the trunk? Yep. Unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. Transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Order! What's going on? No room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations? Came back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. There's a naughty photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away, but taken out. Exactly the opposite. Photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Please say something. I believe your time's up. Wait, what? Oh, he's refusing. I'm having lunch with the district attorney general after this. He's refusing to testify. We have to get going if we're to make it in time for the early bird special. Cross-examination not finished. Police chief has all kinds of weapons. Right to refuse to testify. I mean, he's pleading the fifth. Yeah. Mother effer indeed. It's not a right to be casually invoked, especially in this case. Certain risks to be considered. So you're going to run away after all this? Run away? I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? If you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Oh, we're gonna present some evidence. You think I'd Lana dispose of the body? Show your proof and get it over with. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. Court would not tolerate accusations against him without concrete proof. Mr. Wright, do you have any concrete proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman, made Miss Skye dispose of his body? Save. Do we have proof? Present evidence. Can't let him just squirm his way out. I don't know. Gotta keep the pressure on. Yes, Your Honor. Please hurry up. Present it. Prove Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman beyond a shadow of a doubt. I don't know. I don't think there is proof. Uh-oh. There might be? Maybe we don't.
Take that!
Oh. Whoops. I have no proof. No use showing evidence, I'm not sure. I have no conclusive. See, OG? Wait. Okay, so what's gonna happen? Forced to penalize you for your allegations. Uh-oh. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose. Lady Luck was on my side. Uh-oh, so what happens? This is an affront to our senior officer in our nation's law enforcement. Oh, what happened? Edgeworth is objecting. Maybe we should have a word with her. What do you mean? One lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. Oh, Lana Sky. We haven't had the honor of hearing her testimony. In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. Chief Kant has evoked his right to refuse to testify. Someone else, one more witness. Someone right in this very room. Lana Sky. Have you forgotten? Defense is the one calling witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist? Can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. Defense calls. Bam. She was in the underground parking lot at 5. You're correct though, Beats Turtle. I made a mistake. 5:15. Okay. Tasked to dispose of the victim's body. What time? 10:35. We've been 35 minutes over. If we didn't take so long doing that vase put together thing, or with the badger thing, we would have a lot more time. Mr. Edgeworth, prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Court will now take its final recess. Are you kidding me? 15 minutes to hear you convene. Court is hold on. Wait, Gant came back. I think it's all the badger's fault. All the badger's fault. And we had to listen to that stupid music, no less. Thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Lana. Now he's threatening Lana. In court, no less. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. He's threatening her. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. Of course you never support such outrageous claims anyway. Right? Something to think about. Got a lunch date. Okay, aren't any further objections? We're gonna find contradictions in her statements. Here we go again. Managed to stay in the game. Thanks for your help. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna read. I'm gonna just skip a lot of text now. Something else. Detective Gumshoe. Okay, not detective? Sorry about that when you get fired. Don't worry, I've already decided where to work. Your office. Wait, he's gonna work for me? Yikes. Take the place of that top-knotted girl. Okay. Maya. Looks like we're out of moves. Chief Scott's done it again. How's it always gets the upper hand? Not fair, he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down. Remember what the judge said. Not right to be casually invoked. Such a risk to be considered. Risk, what did he mean? Simple. Chief refuses to testify. Opposite also holds true. He forfeits his right to say anything. Oh, he forfeits his right to defend himself. I think that's what they're getting at, right? Emma, are you okay? When I came to, I was in a medical office, listening to the trial for the gallery. Heard everything. Emma, sorry for what's said. Don't be. It's the truth. It's funny, I almost feel somewhat relieved. Finally know what really happened. Think all this time, his sister was being blackmailed by a terrible man. Did it all, just to protect her. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone knew her, said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? Follow Chief Gant's orders. Must have shut herself up deep inside. Forced herself to do everything the chief told her to do. Maybe? Yeah, maybe. I think it's about he can't defend himself. It was all my fault. Murdered Marshall. Don't complain, you wanna blame her, blah blah. Chief got me be able to fool everyone else with his forgery. Can't fool my memory. Remember now I'm knocking Miss Marshall into the armor. Better get back, final act. We still don't know about the cloth with Emma's fingerprints on it too. I'm going with you. I want to be there. Lana tells the truth. Time to end this. Time to end this. I gotta use the bathroom. I gotta use the bathroom. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is a trial. Frick. Why is this last episode so dang long? Like, this is by far the longest episode. But at least, at the very least though, forgot what I was gonna say now. Longest trial. At the very least, I totally don't know where that train of thought was going. Okay. Alright. Let's do this. Thinking caps. Well, let's defend him as last guy. I take the stand. Thank you, Beats Turtle. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. Chief Prosecutor. Sure you're aware of what is required. Mr. Edgeworth, already know. I've done these past 2 years. Alright, please provide court with testimony. Remember, under oath, want to hear the truth. No matter what happens, always be your sister. Now then, testimony, if you will. Tell us about your relationship. You're the only chance we have to get Gant at the fabrication. Worked alongside Gant for years. No truth to this blackmail theory. Fabricated evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall body, rearranged the crime scene. Only motivation was to get Dark convicted. Had nothing to do with Emma. Alright, let's press everything. Sure about this? Blah blah blah. Confessing to capital offense? Yes. Alright, if this is true, that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you. Mr. Wright, you gotta help her. She's sacrificing herself. She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something. Oh, that's her tell. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Alright. Defense now begin cross-examination. Worked alongside Gant for years. How many years? Ever since I made senior detective. 24, that would be 5 years. Detective Gant, Detective Sky were legendary partners. Personally saw them testify. How are they legendary partners when they've only been together for 5 years? Usually it's like partners for 20 years or something. Must have been good coming from the same school. David Gant was a respectable detective, that's why. No truth to this blackmail theory. Stroke's non-existent beard. I know, all I got is stubble. Think about him, this guy. Didn't murder Detective Goodman. Told me much yesterday in jail. Still don't get it, dude. Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. Stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. Actually, she did stab him though. Whether he was dead or not already, but she did stab him. So, did you help your sister, Joe Dark, serial killer? Sister almost became his last victim that day. I don't want that incident to ruin her life. What she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. Not the point. She was traumatized that day all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. That's why I fabricated evidence 2 years ago. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. You say that you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? I was the first person to discover the scene. Broken Prosecutor Award, knife was stuck in the victim's body. Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. Only situation dream was possible. Reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright never changed his statement. Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. Wait, what? What happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. That was lying on the floor. So he was carrying a knife. So they didn't take away his knife when they were questioning him. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. When you found the scene, what did you do? This okay. Broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. You planted the tip Dark's knife, then you moved the body. Why would you do that? You should know. Okay. Always had a good head on your shoulders. I did that, ask for the sake of others. Why did you move the body? Where exactly was the victim's body? Was where you deduced it. Chief Grant's desk. Body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? Reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain. Reason you moved this guy's body. Actually, I'm gonna go back. Press that again and say, ask about the knife. Why did you plant the knife? Come now, even you should be able to figure it out. Reason Miss Guy fabricated the knife. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in the body would be all the proof we needed. According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon. Leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be a bug. Tip of his knife found inside the victim's body, so you buried it. How did she break the knife? Because I hated Dark for what he did. Oh, wait. Actually, her testimony changed. Because when we did, she moved the body. This wasn't what was happening. It was the jar broke. I'm gonna try C. Why did you move the body? Right? Yeah, Beats her. You noticed it too? Okay. Pieces of jar shattered during the events threatened my plan. Pieces of jar, you mean? Yes. Wretched jar you showed us earlier. Dark committed the crime. Felt it would be more expedient to move the body. First found the body, jar had been shattered to pieces. Jar, we have it. You looked at the crime, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead, Dark was lying unconscious. Other words, jar must have been broken during struggle. What's the matter, Emma? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But she remembers seeing it, that's why she drew it. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. I committed this fabrication completely alone. Only motivation was to get Dark. It had nothing to do with Emma. Rearrange a crime scene. Sure you didn't do it to keep Emma from looking like the murderer. How many times do I have to tell you? Emma didn't do it, period. Willing to risk the death sentence. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened. In any case, prosecutor, what I've done is there's nothing to do. You get a knife, and you get a knife to the back. My sister, she's... I think it has to do with that. Pieces of the jar shattered during the events threaten my plan. Where is she, right? Where is she looking at this jar? Oh, that's not it. Music's still going. Where is the contradiction? Okay. The jar has blood. Well, yeah, the jar has blood because Neil Marshall wrote Emma's name on it. So that's why it threatened her plan. There you go. Beats Turtle, you had it. The jar. Committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. Okay, that truth were to be exposed now, past 2 years of your life will have been in vain, even so I'm compelled to bring it to everyone's attention. Significant contradiction. Got it, Beats Turtle, got it. Testified, and I quote, pieces of the jar shattered during the events threatened my plan. You have a problem with that? Simple oversight. Message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. This is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it had to have been whole. Not been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Alright, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical. Oh god, it's almost 11 o'clock. We're going into overtime, big time. Going into double overtime now. Chief Prosecutor, seems you're in the dark. And we still have to get Gat back on the stand. Just tell us exactly what you saw. Piece together information to arrive at the truth. Witness may now continue your testimony. Oh god, here we go again. Immediately noticed blood traces on the jar, but it was dark, didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, to wiped away the blood. Fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Huh. I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Oh gosh, okay, how much longer? Press. Oi, back. Jar was already broken. Miracle thing hadn't broken earlier. Certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case. Not as okay. Ace detective, never missed a detail. You really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces. Normally I would have, but it's dark. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar. No, if I'd known, I would gather all the pieces and ground them to dust. You do that for me? Seems you two might wake up. Okay. Just barely had enough time to move the body. Lose your chance, erase it. You must have been in a hurry. Okay. Rather shocking. Wiped away the blood. Action of yours reveals what really happened. If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done? I only have a few more moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up pieces. Fragments were large, so I sure got them all. How could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black. Detective was always prepared. Always carry a pocket light and a camera. Even I carry bottle emergency luminol. Never missed anything, got every last piece. All I could think about was wiping them clean. To illegally rearrange the crime scene? Don't have any excuse? Sorry, Lan, I don't know how to treat you so badly. Still plenty of time. No doubt they will leave permanent stain on the office. Your sister, what? She's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. No, I didn't. One final possibility that might turn everything around. Ugh. I don't know the contradiction. Oh, no, no, no. Don't return to title screen. No. Final fragment found in Chief's safe? You're the contradiction? I am the law! Immediately noticed blood traces on the jar. Dark in the room, didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. Fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean. But it wasn't wiped clean. What else was found in the safe? Yeah, the cloth. But I don't think that's... Cloth and the jar. Just... No. Yeah, just those two. Because the evidence list was actually in his desk.
Objection!
The jar again. She didn't wipe off anything. Well, she did, but I mean, there's still a lot of stuff on it. We found the final piece in Chief Gant's safe. But how? She really didn't know. Something even more disturbing about the final piece. There was still blood on it. Witness just testified she gathered every last piece exactly. The judge leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. I never even thought about that. Chief Gant was. Huh. Huh. Couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? Afraid that's unlikely. Pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. May well be, everyone makes mistakes. Even what I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. In my mouth a lot. God, this guy's an idiot. Have you forgotten your honor? You knew it? He would be the closest. Right? Because he was chasing after Marshall. When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. No name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene and then broke the jar. Person was Chief Gant. He was looking for Dark downstairs besides even... Wait, what? Closest question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years? Well, can you answer us that? Wait. He's not on... He would be the closest. You're right. Not the one on trial. Damien Gant arrived to the scene prior to the witness. Proceeded to break the jar, purposely... Wait. Beats Turtle. You were trying to have me to write Gant on the vase. What if we really could have written Gant on the vase? It just wouldn't let me, that's all. Right? This is a G. And this is an A. Huh, maybe? What is the action called? Fabrication of evidence. Yeah, it wouldn't let me, but it doesn't mean we couldn't. Right? Possibly? Why would Chief Gant do that? Light of what happened, isn't it clear? Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to have her sister, she shot Gant's aide. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark. Sparing Emma, therein lies a reason. Reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet. Oh, she's biting her thumb. I did it on my own. I can't watch you suffer anymore. I didn't want my precious to go to jail. My precious. You didn't. It wasn't you. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. What? What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Something wrong? Lana may be right after all. Miss Sky, please testify. Wait, what? About what? Evidence was fabricated behind the grate. Emma's accidental killing of prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. I remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Sky, if you will. I can't wait. Cross-examination may not change a thing. There's a possibility that it will tell you the truth. If you tell the truth. Very well, testify about what we saw. Witness may testify once more. God, here we go again. When I arrived, found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on the suit of armor's sword. And when Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. Saw what happened? I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. Had Chief Gant helped me remove the body from the sword and carry it, but if it really was fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Body was impaled on the armor sword. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have... You're withholding super proof? Well, she's protecting Emma, that's why. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. The book? It's a picture I took at the crime scene. I thought it might be needed. Wait, what? Lana must have known. Mr. Wright, she really does have faith. Wait. Please present this picture. Seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check the evidence. There must be a picture. Oh! Ow! There is a picture. What the hell? The actual crime. Okay. No other detective saw the crime scene. I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I rearranged everything. Yeah, right? Lana's picture. Okay. That piece cut out from his vest. Could that be... Is that the cloth with Emma's fingerprints on it? Wait. If he's stuck on this thing, how the hell did he even reach the jar to write his name on it? Someone else must have written Emma's name on the jar. It was the knight all along. The badger was hiding in the knight armor. Cloth was found inside Gant's safe. Okay. Handprint is okay. Cloth had fingerprints on it. Too cool for school. Whoever's fingerprints those are must be the real murderer. Why are your lips turning purple? No? Let's get on. Okay. See, tell the truth. Flush out the real murderer. You like medieval times? We don't have medieval times here. Actual crime scene. When I arrived, find Mr. Marshall. Okay, wait. What happened now? Oh, Gant came back. What the hell? Worst excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Well, now you want to make me out as a bad guy too. I'd like to put in a word or two. You don't... No, you cannot. It's too late for that. I thought he had a lunch. Why the hell is he back here? You already declined to testify. It means you forfeit your right to make statements of any sort. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. That's... Oh, look, there's the lightning. Ah! Oh, so what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you. I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? Evidence will do all the talking for me. Yeah, the evidence will do all the talking to prove you guilty. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. That's true. You mean? You have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. Someone does. What's your excuse, Righto? You've been keeping quiet about it? You have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Okay, that's true. If I show that piece of evidence, I'm sure to be out as the murderer. If you have any more evidence, present it now. If you try to conceal it, anything, you would be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. Should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Save. Do we present it? Present it. Time's finally come, show it. Prince have got to be the chiefs. Anakin. Do it.
Take that!
Piece of leather cloth. Most likely was cut from the victim's chest. Best near his chest. Bring balance to the courtroom. You're the chosen one. Big handprint. Must have been left on the cloth by whoever shoved the victim into the sword. Whose fingerprints? Wright has checked. Whose are they? They're Miss Sky's, Emma Sky's. They're mine? So I really did do it. Told you, conclusive evidence. This was found in your safe. It's possible you forged it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember any cloth in my safe. You really expect me to believe that?
Objection!
Give it up, Mr. Wright. Over. You shouldn't have presented that. By presenting that evidence, you tied Emma Sky to Neil Marshall's death. Did we make a mistake? It appears we have our killer. Yeah, but this trial is about Bruce Goodman's death. Lana alone was found guilty on all counts. Oh, we lost. We weren't supposed to do that, Beats Turtle. Oh god. Good thing we saved it. Your Honor, don't have any evidence I can present this time. You lie. Chief Gat, you opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. What? You can't say that. You don't have the right to say anything, Gat. Conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Why don't you show them? We found it together. It's because you know the truth. You know whose fingerprints on it. How does he know exactly? What are you talking about, Chief Gat? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. Victim's vest, notice anything? Ah, chest area. Why is he still talking if he's not supposed to talk? Part of it's been cut out for some reason. You had this in your safe? That means you have been concealing evidence. It's going to be the biggest scandal in history. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up on the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. He can't say anything. He doesn't get to defend himself. First person to arrive at the crime scene that day. Oh, he's definitely guilty, Beats Turtle. Occurred to me to use the situation to control Lana. Really were manipulating her. Knew Lana, made it look like the blame lay with her sister. When she saw the evidence, she would ask me for my aid. She assisted Miss Sky. Told her to arrange all the evidence. How to plant the knife tip in the victim's body, move the body across the room. Right, he can't. I don't even know why he gets to talk. He shouldn't be talking at all. Ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. Tampered with this crime scene. Hid 2 pieces of evidence before Lana arrived at the scene. You mean those items in your safe? Why? For insurance. To use Lana Sky. Plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. Wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder the girl committed. You mean you're calculating for— okay, what do you hate me for? Forward and take— see the jar fragment. Hit the most lighter part. I didn't expect Lana to go wipe the blood off the prints. Pieces. If you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on the jar? Some people just don't want to quit. That's why I keep one more item for insurance. Piece of cloth? Cough it up. I know you have it. What are you waiting for? So you admit to it then, Chief Cat. Are you hiding the cloth cut out of the victim's vest in your safe? I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that. Being chief and all. It's better than being portrayed as a murderer. What do you have to say? Just a moment, you say you didn't have evidence? Foolish move. You should have shown it then before it was too late. The moment of the truth has finally arrived? As long as I don't mess this up. Save. God. Wait, do we show it this time? Wait. Hold on. What does this book say? No evidence shall be shown without approval of the police defense. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. The trial is for the death of Bruce Goodman, not for the death of Neil Marshall. This is unregistered evidence. No, this is not. I can reject it. I cannot show it. Even if I did. Yeah. Circumstances. Talk about then and now. One major difference between the two. Weren't you waiting for that difference? Oh, dude, I was supposed to. What? I'm supposed to reveal it? Oh my god. Wait, what's the difference between then, now, and back then when we got the guilty verdict? Day of the crime, person who cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Lacey brought it out into the open. Handprint. Prosecution request immediately sent to the lab for analysis. Handprint on the leather must have been strong impact for it to be left clearly. Cannot have been forged, it must be authentic. As slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. Think about it, Wright had all this time presenting his evidence. He elected to do so, why would that be? I mean, you already know. Whose fingerprints are on that? Because then it connects him to the murder. Oh, because he's saying he cut it out himself? You really know? Whoever the fingerprints... Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. Everything's proceeding as predicted? Person whom these fingerprints belong to... Emma Sky? Why didn't you tell me? Really something, right? I knew this girl did it all along. Still tried to pin the murder on me. But it's true. Girl really did shove prosecuting Marshall to death. How could you? You monster! You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. This guy, it's not over yet. What? You said this trial isn't over yet. Not afraid. I'm afraid it is over with your career. Purposely concealed conclusive evidence. My friend, is serious crime. I'm looking for her to press charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you gonna tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer. Before I do that, there's just one little thing. It's who really killed prosecutor Neil Marshall. Chief Gant, you're absolutely right. Piece of cloth proves the real murderer is who killed Neil Marshall. Wait, who the real murderer is? Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Sky, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. This piece of cloth contains critical contradiction. What? What is going on? I have no idea. What contradiction? Talk about a contradiction, one that proves who the real killer is. Piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict? Behold, piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. I don't know. This? It can't leave handprints. Very possible. Piece of evidence that contradicts the cloth. The unstable jar? No. Because the jar shows that... No. No, the unstable jar confirms the murderer. I think? We could try. I'm guessing. I don't know. The picture? Actually, no, it has to be the jar. Because if he's stuck on this guy, there's no way he could have written the name on the jar. Oh, maybe not. Fun watching you squirm. Oh, never mind. Dang it. But I mean, I don't... Even if he was alive, what? The jar was right next to him? Did I save? I did save, right? Oh god, it froze. Are you kidding me? Ah! Game froze up. Alt at 4. Stupid thing. I saved though, right? I'm pretty sure I saved. I saved just before it. Gosh, bad timing. Stupid game. I hope I saved. Show up. Actually, this was right before I showed the cloth. So I'm gonna show the evidence. Skip through all that. Blah blah blah. This one. I didn't. Oh wait, back. I didn't save quite that close. Yeah, I gotta run through this real quick. Okay, blah 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 blah. Whose fingerprints? What contradicts it? Emma Sky. Emma Sky. Okay, what are you doing? Oh, why'd you say it's Emma? Oh, what are you doing? Oh, why did you do that, you monster? It's not over. What's going on? I don't know. Purposely contradicts. Blah blah blah. Before I do that, what contradicts it? Save. Save. Oh, no. Ah. What contradiction? I know, I'm a monster twice. The piece of evidence contradicts the cloth. The picture? No. This picture? What exactly? I don't know, I'm guessed. This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. I guess so. Where the piece of this vest was cut out. Shirt is showing underneath. Hard to make out with all the blood. Okay. Exactly my point. Chest soaked with blood. Oh, the vest isn't soaked with blood. His lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. Piece of cloth is clean. There's no blood on it. Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth. There's no doubt she shoved the prosecutor aside. The cloth contradicts the cloth. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at the time. This is nonsense. Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armored sword? Make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death. Said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. So I guess we were right in the sense that he couldn't get to the jar to write his name on it. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue and make Lana believe her sister did it. So we were right about that point. Like, how did he write her name on it when he was hanging on the knife? Remember what you admitted only moments ago. Personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Very active creating insurance. You proved that you were the actual murderer. No! It's finally all over. Now what? Look at his hair's all ruined. I was close, right? Almost had me. Save again. Sheesh. What the hell? Sorry, but you have to do better than that. Refute your allegations. You can't refute the allegations. Piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Order, what nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Uji? Oh, Wright here concealed the piece of cloth. But you do have... Well, that's true. Defense did refuse to present it. At that moment, piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. That's not fair. He's trying to squirm out of this. Yeah, I think you could best me in court. Looks like the last laugh's on you, son. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Mr. Edgeworth? True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? It seems at last, time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit that you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? I did not. So the evidence is illegal. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present the evidence then. It's that I couldn't. Because it wasn't related to the case of Bruce Goodman's murder. There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence. Nothing but a coward, you can't really believe. There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Let us settle this. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so. Thanks. My proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. Done my homework too, Chief. I'm a lawyer. Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, the point at this time was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. See, it's written right here in this book. Second rule of evidence law. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Here's the crux of the matter. At the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SO9 incident. What is this? Come on, relevancy? Just take one look at this picture, and can you recall when was that picture presented? Shown only a few moments ago. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, the piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. Day of the crime, personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. No! It was in that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. You, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. Only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. Other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who could that be. Who that could be. Damon Gant, the killer was you. he's going crazy. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department, trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insists on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. Wanted to reinvestigate the case, recruited Angel Star, convinced Bruce Goodman. If evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. You gotta help me. Brucey? Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. Stole Goodman's ID card, tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day, wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. All of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? Can't transfer the evidence out. Too many questions left unanswered. Is he admitting to killing Goodman? Opening his evidence locker, he was taking the evidence. He said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall." To be honest, I was a bit taken back by his words. Had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, the cursed knife. He's admitting to it. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, blood was just pouring out. Didn't know who might stumble in. Hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint. Ah, used to be known as the crime computer. Everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. He's admitting to it. Had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in my car? Couldn't think of any other way to move the body. Broke your trunk? What's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Abuse of power, blackmailed, forged evidence, murdered, broken many other laws. Price you pay for your wrongdoings. Name implies, knows from the start, he is a demon. And he's going to hell. Exactly. I mean, it's a double murder. We solved a double murder. He killed both Neil Marshall and Bruce Goodman. How could you get this guy involved? She has much to lose as I did if the truth came out. Take the evidence. Feel bad having to do it. Didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. Left the jar fragments and the glove. Looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. All did their best to get in my way. Gotta hand it to them. Them and those snooping kids. I would have gotten away with it too. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, how you stand in court? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me were the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. What was it? You die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. Looks like it's time to say goodbye. OG. Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. Sorry too, Demon Gant. Knew you as you used to be long ago. Once a fine investigator and example of others on the force. Sorry to learn that you're no longer that person. Days are gone now, OG. Gant, the demon. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Right here, worthy. Two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. Ah. Two things I want you to understand. First, sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You no longer have any reason to keep silent. Oh my god, how much talking. You're right. Is this trial over? I'll tell you everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time that Gant helped me forge evidence, up until today. All the questions raised in the trial have been answered. Sorry, Miss Scott, couldn't get you out of all your trouble. Mama, what high standards you have for a rookie. You can see why Mia thought so hard. 2 years right now, you might make it to the top. Oh, she's smiling. She's so pretty. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Suffered every bit as much as I over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all, guy. Okay. You've done well. He doesn't have the teeth. Stop it. I only did my job. In light of this case, seems good self-examining in order for all of us, this guy. Innocent of murder, however, Chief blackmailed you, fact is still acted as his accomplice. Trial will be scheduled for those crimes at a later date. Yes, I understand, Your Honor. There's something amusing? Why are you smiling? Been a long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. Charge of murder. Court finds defendant Lana Sky not guilty. Oh, we did it. 1.5 hours into overtime. Beats Turtle, it's time for you to go to sleep. It's time for me to go to sleep. You are a trooper. You're toughing it out. District Court. Long last, finally over. Emma. Blah blah blah, but she wasn't convicted. She didn't come in, just now. So I mean my thanks. You too. Done well. She smiled. I'm the best. Lonnie to say word. You're interrupting. Oh, guess I am. Come back later. Ugh. I know. You really should get some sleep though, Beats Turtle. You shouldn't stay up that late. Make it a detective. Top it off, car. Lighten up, pal. Only kidding. You're here again. Nope, not this time. Kidding. Blah, blah, blah. That's right. Like to see someone. Oh, no. She's still under arrest. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, you apologies. It's okay. Years. This has been so hard. That's all I could do. I could think I'd get her for my best. I hope you're working on your sculpture at least from time to time. Grant to help me cover up the truth. At least you got work done? Possibly? All I was doing for your sake, and now I realize it's wrong. Change after that day. Not to was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. How much I was hurting you by dissing myself. I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. Scared of that, you look at my eyes, scared of how you react if you knew. Sis, you were the only one doing it for me? No. Turn my back on you that day, hiding the truth, I was deceiving you. I don't even want to read all this, I'm so tired, so tired. You don't have to apologize, I'm happy now. You're happy. Of course, you know, you now have... Oh, every day at school you're working on it? Oh, you're so cute, look at these sisters. You know what? What's really sad is Maya can't hug her sister because Mia's dead. I think we can just try to make up for our mistakes. Make up for your mistakes, because in so doing, we find the way back to our rightful path. From there, we move on toward a brighter future. That's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe, thank you both for all that you've done. She's so pretty when she smiles. Sure, we'll meet again. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Stop hiding, come over here. He's so mad. Why is he so angry? Just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm going. Mr. Edgeworth, hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. You were the ones who acted corruptly. Too late for me. No matter what anyone says. We're like, oh god. Emo Edgeworth. God, let's... Emo Edgeworth. Once again. We don't have time for this. Despise criminals. So edgy. Edgelord. As Kid Boo put it. Believe you, you're just one man. Blah, blah, blah. You despise criminals. Plan to dedicate my entire life fighting them. Or to fight, I need be a weapon. Scary. Known that to be true for quite some time. Edgeworth, who knows? Given time, might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. You don't die, hero. You live long enough to become the villain. That's why I can't continue prosecuting. Wait, Edgeworth? Demon Gant, your mentor, Manfred von Karma. We're both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. Both made the same mistake. In order to fight crime, I need a weapon. It may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. Because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Right, Mr. Wright? Come on, Mr. Wright, show him what Lana's talking about. Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. Oh my god, I have to present the same thing again? Oh? Find on our own? Oh no! care. That might mean something to you, but I don't see how to answer. Mr. Wright, it seems you still... Well, we failed that one. I don't care. We didn't get a penalty. Time for me to go. Bye. You excuse me. Some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care. What do we do now? What do you do? Just remember 11. It's the feel-good stuff. It's up to you. I know it seems I owe you my thanks. Face my problem. I'll be waiting for you at court. Farewell. Better going too? Well, what do you better get going? You're going to jail. So you both have a lot to learn, catching up to do. A little something for you. Scientific investigation. First book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. So another case. For the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun to live. As for me, I think it's time to start on a new journey on my own. Journey to rediscover myself. Is that the game? Is that the end of game? Oh God! Don't go trekking off. What? What? What do you want? Supposed to be out of jail. Thought you said maybe okay. Photographers are different. Have to bribe a guard, sneak out for 30 minutes. Believe it wasn't cheap. I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here's the one who would be footing the bill. Could afford it with my salary. Are you kidding me? Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. See you later. Why don't we go pay it off together? It's a great idea. Let's go. Oh, that was it. That was it. Objection! Oh my God. In my days as prosecutor office. Oh my, we're gonna watch this, or we're gonna watch this. This is like the end credit scenes. Well, actually they showed these credits at the end of each episode. So we gotta make sure that this is the end of episode 5. Or the end of game 1 of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. That's what we need to figure out. Objection! Oh, Meekins. My new mission took out the main entrance. Can you believe it? Your partner? Who's his partner? Oh, Dick Gumshoe? Hey, it's the Badger! I'm not listening anymore. I'm not listening to the music. Blue Badger. Oh, he broke. Thank God. Thank God the Blue Badger broke. Oh, this guy again. I don't remember. I'm not sure if we see Emma again, to be honest. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. Give me your lunch. The right way lunch. He seemed to dig the turnabout. And the judge. The stupid judge. I know that music, right? 25 minutes kind of trying to adjust that stupid jar and listening to that Blue Badger music. Oh my God. Hey, Maya. It's Maya. She's doing her waterfall training, I guess. Did we take a vacation? That way we're seeing everyone. Brought you your tea. What's going on? Oh, his resignation letter. Is he gonna be a defender now, right? He said he was gonna be a defender. There's Emma. Oh, she's going to Europe. Maybe we won't see her, Beats Turtle. Sorry. She's going to Europe. She might not be in the later games. What? Objection. What is that? Oh, is that Emma and Lana? Huh. Capcom presents Marvel vs. Capcom. She's studying to be... So was that it? I think that was it. Because usually it would open up the next episode. Yeah, that was it. That was the end of game 1. Okay, so we finished game 1. It took us about 40 hours, but we finished game 1. That's a long... You know, for this type of game, that's actually a lot of gameplay. And we got 2 more of these games. We got Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. We are gonna take a break from this game for, you know, I want to say the rest of the week. It's like Wednesday, so Thursday and Friday we're just gonna chill, play some Enter the Gungeon, I think. Just relax, and then we'll start the new Ace Attorney game on Monday. You deserve it, Beats Turtle. You've been hanging out. This is at the very least, this is at least the second time we've gone overtime, and pretty late, no less. So you can skip a couple streams. Enter the Gungeon. I mean, it's fun to watch, but it's not. It's a roguelike game, so it's a lot of playthroughs and stuff. A lot of the same playthroughs, and you're not gonna be missing out if you don't watch those streams. But I'll give you a forewarning. On Monday we will start the next Ace Attorney game. But hey, Beats Turtle, thanks for hanging out. Always a pleasure. Whoever else may be lurking or watching, thank you again. Watching, trying to figure out how to get through this game. It's been a great journey. We still got 2 more games left in the trilogy, which we'll tackle on, well, we'll tackle the next one on Monday. Thursday and Friday, we'll have our streams, but Enter the Gungeon. You too, man. I mean, it's way super late for you, so my brain is starting to hurt though. My head hurts. My head hurts. But good luck on your sculpture, Beats Turtle. I hope you hit your deadline and everything turns out the way you want it to. Thanks for watching, chatting, or lurking. Keep on gaming. Stay safe. I hope to see you tomorrow. Same time, 8 p.m. We won't really go overtime tomorrow unless we're like in a good dungeon run and like we can't stop and we just gotta complete it. But yeah, Enter the Gungeon tomorrow. Hope to see you then. If not, maybe Friday. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Have a good rest of the week. I'll see you next time, Noobsters. It is time to go to sleep. Everyone go to sleep, please. If it's late for me, it's late for everyone else. Unless you're in Europe. I think Europe's like lunchtime. Go eat lunch. But have a great one. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye-bye, Noobsters. I still haven't added my Instagram account to this thing. I will do it this weekend, probably, I think. Anyway, bye-bye. Bye-bye.